Hello, everyone. Why don't you type in the chat where you're from, where you're calling in from today? Toronto. Hello, Toronto. Philippines. More Toronto. Mexico. Viva Mexico. New York. Costa Rica. Croatia, New Jersey. Tahoe. UK. India. Atlanta from Florida. Philippines. Vancouver. Switzerland. Truly a global audience as always. Got some Houston, Texas folks on YouTube. Estonia, always cool to see Eastern European country or Central European. I'm not sure how you categorize yourself. Colorado Springs, Colombia, Sri Lanka. Man, truly global audience. I love Manychat because it is a truly global audience. Now, office hours are typically a place for me to answer questions about Instagram automation. We can do some demos today, so I'm happy to do that as well. But since we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, what I want to do is actually what I've done before is like I've gone through a deck, talk about some Instagram automation features, and then answer questions based on those. So we've done that a couple of times already, and so I want to ask you guys if there's anything specific you guys want to see or talk about today, and I actually want to open the floor for questions first. Since we haven't done that before. So make sure you ask your questions in the Q&A section in Zoom. Otherwise, I will not answer them if you guys place questions elsewhere. Why don't you place your questions in the Q&A? What questions do you have about Instagram automation? Happy to answer anything and everything. Anonymous asks, what is not possible with IG automation? That's a good question. There's actually a lot. And I think a better way to answer that question is like, what are the kind of key differences between Messenger and Instagram? Some of the key differences are there's no OTNs, there's no post 24-hour re-engagement method. There's no like ref URL, for example. The number of growth tools that we'll have by launch is limited. So a lot of differences in terms of like what's not there between Messenger and IG. And so I think what what a lot of users and what the Manychat community will want is a post 24-hour re-engagement method. And that's not really available, won't be available like in the near future. So as always, our recommendation for engaging your customers post 24-hour is to use the free platform that you have called Instagram, and that's the best way to engage your customers. Emmanuel asks, who's currently getting the IG bot beta? So everyone who's in the beta is a mixture of people. We've like hand selected them. There's a bunch of criteria that goes into picking the beta participants. We look at everyone's kind of IG account. We look at and see if there have been a past Manychat customer before, just so they can like stress test all of the possible ways and break the integration. So that's who's getting into the bot beta. But the good news is that IG automation will be coming very, very soon. So a lot of people will be able to have it very soon. So does this auto chat have limits? Newer asks, does this auto chat have limits? I think it's a pretty broad question. So Newer, you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. I think what you're asking is like, hey, is there some kind of like limit in how often I can message my customers, or does it have feature limitations? As always, when you do chat marketing, the idea is to have a conversation with your customers, not just spam them. So when you create kind of chat experiences, what we call them on Manychat, it's good to create conversational experiences and not just send a million messages, right? That's what text messages are for. So please do not raise your hand because I won't be answering questions if you raise your hand. Just gotta put questions in the Q&A section, please. Karen asks, what is this about? What we're doing today is answering questions about Instagram automation by Manychat. So we're just answering questions that people have about Instagram automation, and then getting you guys the answers that you guys need. So that's what it's about. Later on, we can demo some features about Instagram automation, and maybe if that's what you guys want to see. Sumesh asks, how can we increase our followers? That's a great question. I believe, Farah, we have some blog posts about that if you want to slap that in the chat. But there's several ways to grow your followers. One way is to use IG automation, right? What we found from our beta participants is that people who engage with chat marketing experiences, people who engage with a chatbot on Instagram messages, end up becoming followers, right? And so that's a good way to increase your followers, right? There are a lot of different resources on the web about how to increase your followers, but one amazing way to grow your followers is to use Instagram automation. We also have a brand new case study, a second case study about Instagram automation. It's from a super cool account called Roma by Rochi. They increased their engagement like several 100% in the matter of several hours, like several days. So it's really amazing. Thank you, Farah, for posting that in the blog, for posting that in the chat. Check out that case study. They lifted their engagement 741%. And they gained 4,000 new followers just by running a specific campaign. So that's how you get new followers, right? Is to use Instagram automation. Horatio asks, is the API safe to not get banned? Because the past Manychat automations for. So Horatio, it's based on your question. I think you're a little bit incorrect in saying that we did have IG automations for Instagram before. We didn't. We only had Messenger. So, I'm not sure how you got blocked for using that. But in general, Manychat is an official Instagram partner, and we are allowed and legally allowed and encouraged to use the Instagram API. Technically, it's the Messenger API for Instagram. And of course, we are legally allowed to use it and an approved partner. So you are safe. You will not get banned. As always, though, whenever you use Facebook or Instagram products, you have to comply with their terms of service, right? So if you get blocked for sending out spammy messages or for doing something that it's not allowed on the Instagram platform, that's Instagram's rules, right? Not Manychat. So whenever you exist on these social media platforms, you got to follow the policies. Great. I'm going to answer Sumesh's question. Can we earn money on Instagram? The answer is yes, of course. We have a blog post called How to Sell on Instagram, and you should read that blog to learn how to make money on Instagram. Dios says, as I am new to IG automation, I would like to know where the difference is between Facebook Messenger and IG. So Dios asks two questions, I think. What is the difference between Messenger and IG? And I asked that earlier. There are a lot of features that are different between Instagram and Messenger. A lot of the re-engagement features like OTNs, message tags, sponsored messages will not be available on IG automation. That being said, there are a lot of similarities. Things like Flow Builder, quick replies, the comments growth tool, and those are going to be similar, right? So let me actually pull up the list of features, and so everyone can stare at that while I talk my face off, and you guys aren't staring at my face. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay, there it is. That's the features. So you guys can look at that and read that while I answer some more questions. I think Diaz asks another question that is commonly asked, like what is, on the consumer side, apps that when consumers like you and I, when we use Messenger or IG every day, we see notifications like, hey, there's cross-app messaging, right? And the answer is, for Manychat, we do not support cross-app messaging for now, but we know that Facebook is moving in that direction. And so I'm sure in the future that we will support that. No promises, but since that's where Facebook is moving towards, I'm sure that'll be something that Facebook will approach us about that will approach us and talk to us soon about. But as of now, no plans to support cross-app messaging. Sebastian, hello, good to see you, man. Will PayPal Stripe integration be possible within IG automation? The answer is no for now, and I'm not sure about plans for the future. For now, we don't have any firm plans, but we'd be curious to hear more about your potential use case, Sebastian, in the educator chat. So good to hear you. What would be the price point for the IG bot? So that's a good question. Emmanuel asks, what's the price for IG automation? The price for IG automation will be the same as Messenger. So you'll be charged based on the number of contacts that you have within within Manychat. So let's say your business and you use IG automation and you generate 2,000 contacts. If you go to our pricing page, you can see how many, how much you'll be charged for 2,000 contacts. So it's the same price for Messenger. Now, if you're a business and you have, let's say, more than one channel, let's say you have Instagram and Messenger and email, what we'll do is we'll add up all of the contacts that you have from all three channels and charge you based on the total number of contacts that you have. So that is how we'll calculate price if you have multiple channels. All right, already getting thirsty. Aaron asks, we do live sales on IG. I wonder if we can be automated to talk with our Shopify POS. Along the lines of that, will our IG customer info go into our database? So, Aaron, that's a good question. In direct answer to your question, we cannot automate. We cannot sync Manychat with the Shopify POS right now. What we know is that we can use some aspects of our existing Shopify Manychat integration. We just can't do that specific integration that you're talking about, which is integrating and talking with the Shopify POS system specifically. So we can do things like deliver coupons, Shopify coupons, unique to your store within IG messaging. Just can't integrate with the POS just yet, but that's a cool use case. Let me actually take a note of that because live sales. Aaron, if you don't mind talking in the chat, how much sales do you generate on average with these live sales on IG? I'm very curious. Let us know. Anonymous asks the difference between Facebook and Instagram, which I've already answered, so I'm going to skip that. So Deirdre asks, I want to see a demo on CGT. So we can show that in a bit. So I'm going to answer that live, but save that for later. Sherry Hayes asks, where can we go for a broad overview and instruction for new IG features? The answer is here. The answer is right here. You're here for a broad overview and instructions for new IG features. We also have a blog post which lists all of the IG features that we have. We'll have in the next couple of months. And so, Farah, if you can slap that in the chat, that feature blog, please. And there you go. That's the list. That's the list of features. A reminder to everyone: I will not answer questions that are in the chat. You got to ask questions in the Q&A chat bubble in Zoom. What's the most effective ways to use Manychat on IG? Anonymous asked. That's a great question. The answer is we're still figuring that out. But I think what we're interested to see is how all of the Manychat community learns how to use Manychat and IG together. So the answer is there could be a lot of ways, and we're so eager to get Instagram automation in your hands so that you can help us find what's the most effective way to use it, right? That being said, we do know that there are some tried and true best practices. For example, we know that stories are really effective in starting conversations. So as you can see from this stat here, around 50% of user to business messaging starts from Instagram stories, right? And that makes sense. The stories format, stories is super popular. Everyone scrolls through stories, right? And it's really easy to message a brand from stories since there's a text box there. So one really effective way that all of our beta participants are using Manychat and IG is to create stories in the story text. Say, hey, message me this keyword, right? As you can see from this example here, message me this keyword, message me ebook, and then set up a keyword to start a conversation, right? So that's one super effective way. In terms of like campaigns, giveaways are always great, right? The Roma Barocci case study, which was selected in the chat, but we can always see from our on our blog, they were able to achieve these numbers by doing a giveaway. So giveaways are always great, and they were able to gain 4,000 new followers as well, right? A tried and true, also best practice in terms of like using it is helping answer FAQs, right? That's the most basic, bare bones, simple way to use automation is to automate FAQs, right, on IG. So, because I'm sure if you're a brand with a decent amount of followers, you get the same question over and over again. And a great way to automate that and to save yourself some time is to answer FAQs. So one popular way to answer FAQs is to create conversation starters, which is a feature on IG. Andrew, I already answered that question. Andrew asked if Facebook are merging Instagram and Messenger. And the answer is, we will be implementing that in the future. Are there any restrictions with IG like there is with Facebook? Beverly asks, are there any restrictions? The answer is yes. The only like major restriction that you really need to know about is the 24-hour rule, which means that you cannot message a user using Manychat after 24 hours, right? If you go into your mobile app on Instagram, you can always message anyone who you want at any time. There's no restriction when you use your app. But using Manychat and automation, there is the 24-hour rule, and that's the biggest kind of restriction that you need to know about. Andrew asks, is there omnichannel functionality? Andrew, you list a third interesting channel. I don't know why you listed comments, but Andrew asks, is there omnichannel functionality between SMS, Instagram, and probably email? I'm guessing, Andrew, you're asking. The answer is yes. In one flow, you can have Instagram, SMS, and email all in one flow, which makes Manychat, again, super powerful, right? But we cannot, as of right now, support Instagram and Messenger in the same app. So in the same flow. So kind of cross app messaging is not available right now. Shiny asks, advices for small business owners. Sorry, we can't answer that in 10 minutes. So you're going to have to read our blog for advice. How we overcome chats that doesn't look natural? Nur asks, how do we create, I think Nur asked questions about how do we create chats experiences that look natural? And the answer is you got to practice and make sure that your bot copy is, sorry, that's my dog, everyone. You got to make sure that your bot copy is really organic and natural. And that comes down to you trying out different versions of your automation copy and the wording that you use to make sure that, and test, create different variations of your automation copy and test out which works the best. So that would be my recommendation for that. Which user data will we get from Facebook? You'll get a lot of the very similar information that you get from Messenger, gender, locale, and I forgot the exact list, but the general list of information is pretty similar. Sebastian, we can look at that in a second. Mike Durst asks, is there a limit to Instagram messaging automations? I don't know what kind of limits you're talking about, but there is no limit in terms of sending. You can send as many messages as you like. Obviously, you cannot broadcast and you cannot spam, just like mass message everyone. So, Mike, you have to be a little bit more specific with your question. Can I use Google Doc with IG automation? Miriam asks, can I use Google Doc? Miriam, you're probably asking about Google Sheets. Let me know if I answer that, if that's true. The answer is yes, you can use Google Sheets with IG automations. Jimena asks, how much is an agency expected to charge customers, right? That's a great question. A lot of agencies are figuring out how to charge for Instagram automation. The answer is, I don't know. And you should really make a decision that's good for your agency, right? And work with your clients to figure out kind of how much they'd be willing to spend. So that's an answer for you to figure out. We have a question from YouTube. Any updates on WhatsApp? And when will WhatsApp Wednesdays start? I don't have any major updates for WhatsApp other than that we're working on it. It's coming. Development on that continues well, and we're making good progress on that. There's nothing else really more to announce there, but it's going and it's still in beta. So that's my answer. Can we build our SaaS products using Manychat APIs? The answer is yes, Raj. You can join our developer program and use the Manychat API to build Manychat apps. If there are other developers in the chat, why don't you give Raj some love and tell him how to join our developer program? Mika asks, if I am currently disabled from ads, will that interfere with using Manychat on Instagram? No. If your ad account is restricted, you can still use Instagram automation by Manychat. Shauna asks, I'm making a chatbot through Manychat using buttons. Do these buttons also show up in IG? So that's a great question. So let me go here. So this is a little screenshot of Flow Builder. Right now, we only have something called quick replies, which are buttons, but not the exact same thing as Messenger buttons that you know and love in Messenger. The long story short, Messenger-like buttons will be available on IG, just like not in the next couple of months, maybe in 3 months. But the answer is yes, in the long term, you will one day have Messenger-like buttons on Instagram. Sebastian asks, how long will it take between the announcement of Sebastian, once we announce Instagram is available, it'll be available for everyone, and it'll be technically enabled. So that's when we announce, it'll be available. Everyone, if you want to see our lists, all of the Instagram blogs. On our blog, we have a section called Instagram Marketing. If you want to see all of the material that's on there, just go to our blog, navigate to Chat Marketing, go to Instagram Marketing. There is all of this beautiful, beautiful Instagram content, including the blog here about what the features are. Cool. Beverly asks, what is the best place to get a full view of Manychat with IG? Here on this blog or right here on this call, like we're doing now. We will demo the comment growth tool. I'll probably start demoing in 5 minutes. So I'll do that in 5 minutes. Juan already answered that question, but you can see the features for IG right here on our blog. Shauna asks, Q2, I'd like to have multiple varied messages so it sounds conversational. Shauna, no, you cannot do more than 6 randomizers. Yeah, sorry. What I would recommend that you do if you want to make your bot more conversational and more personal is to use information that you've collected before to create conditions and then personalize conversations by creating different conversational branches. Question about SMS. When will it be available internationally? The answer is, honestly, probably not anytime soon. All of our development team is focused on WhatsApp. And since WhatsApp is available kind of globally, our focus is on enabling WhatsApp, right? And making sure that we build the best WhatsApp kind of automation product for you guys, since more people use that globally, right? So that's what we're going to do. Ronald asks, can we create a Manychat account linked to IG initially and without a Facebook page? Yeah, so that's a good question. We will release a blog post soon about what you need to have in order to use Instagram automation. But I'll tell you here, Here's what you need to do to have Instagram automation by Manychat. 1, you need to have Instagram business account. It cannot be creator account. 2, this Instagram business account needs to be connected to a Facebook business page. And 3, you need to be the admin on the Facebook business page. Let me say it again. 1, Instagram automation, Instagram account needs to be a business account. 2, this Instagram business account needs to be connected to a Facebook business page. 3, you need to be the admin on the Facebook business page. So that is what you need to do to get Instagram automation. How would you qualify? Okay, let me skip that. During IG lives, can we use the CGT? CGT is only for IG posts, unfortunately. Sorry. We do not have any solutions for IG lives at the moment. But when you do lives, you know, what you should do is in your live, tell people to message you a keyword, right? So when you're doing a live, like I'm doing now, hey, everyone, message the Manychat or message me a keyword. Then you can, that's what you should do to maximize your lives. By the way, guys, if you guys haven't seen our Manychat account on Instagram, you guys should go to @Manychat, and you guys can actually demo a lot of the automation features with @Manychat right now. So that's what I would recommend that you do. And so, you know, we have a comments growth tool live on our most recent post. So go to @Manychat, and you can actually interact with the bot, and you can actually message the bot and then see some automations in action right there. I will demo in 2 minutes. If we make an ad, Dios asks, if we make an ad and get people into our automation. Dios asks if you have to make 2 different ad sets, one for Facebook and one for IG. Dios, why don't you join our ads training, which is on Sunday evening, Pacific time. It will be recorded and replayed, but that's the best place to learn about basics for IG ads. Andrew asks, if you use SMS, email, and Facebook for a single client, this will be charged as 3 contacts. Andrew, the answer is yes. What we've been talking about on previous office hours is that Manychat is working hard to merge contacts, right? We know that it's not fair that people should be charged, you know, 3 times for 1 contact, but you know, we're working on that solution very soon. That you'll be able to merge contacts if that's the same person across 3 different channels. Will Zapier work? Aaron asked, will Zapier work for IG automation? The answer is yes. Will Ernest asks, will we be able to pull in Facebook catalogs to IG as a dynamic block? The answer is no, but we are working on a Facebook shop solution very soon. Enzel asks, I'm a VA working for a US client. There's some tools that won't allow overseas access to US-based IG accounts and will block the account of the client. I've read a lot about this. Janzel, if you're overseas, you're able to, as long as you're the admin on the Facebook page, then you should be able to use Manychat, and that you should have no issue. But no matter where you are, you should be totally safe anywhere in the world. We have lots of users who manage accounts halfway around the world. So as long as you're the Facebook admin on the page, you should be good. Samir, is there any issue with EU Gdpr? Is Instagram automation Gdpr compliant? Manychat as a whole is GDPR compliant. So no matter what channel we add, whether that's Instagram or WhatsApp, we are GDPR compliant. So no worries about GDPR there. Can you do a demo on the new Instagram direct ad? Yeah, we will do some demos in about a bit. There are so many questions. I want to keep answering questions for another 10 minutes, and then we'll do a demo. Sorry, guys. We have a web integration. If I already have Messenger integration, we'll add IG chat. The answer is Horatio. Horatio asked, will we have a web integration? I think what you're probably asking, we have like a website. Can you put like a little widget on the website for IG? The answer is not at the moment, but we are working on a solution like that, and maybe we'll have something soon. So that's exciting. Jessica asks, if we haven't seen the prior Manychat tweet, we talked to, we're just starting. Jessica, we are working on an Instagram course. Farah, who is our head of content here on this call, she is leading the Instagram course. And we will have an Instagram course teaching everyone how to use the basics of Instagram automation. So no worries. Once we announce Instagram automation, you will be able to use Instagram, watch the Instagram course. Misha asks, is there an option to automate outreach and or follow-up? So the answer is no, Misha. I mean, there is in a way. You can always automate follow-up as long as it's within the 24-hour kind of window, right? And so what you can do is to create a time delay within Manychat to follow up with a customer after 23 hours. But there's no way to mass message your customers on IG. Alexandra asks, is it available for Brazil? Yeah, when Instagram launches, it will be available globally. Ernest asks, will Facebook Messenger flows be easily cloned to work on IG? The answer is no. I'm sorry, Ernest. You'll have to recreate each flow manually. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if you honestly want to simply copy and paste your Messenger flow onto IG. There are some differences. There are different features, right, on IG and Messenger. So, the answer is no. I'm sorry. We're working on a feature to try to do that, but the answer is no. Jennifer asks in the chat, I would want to make this very clear, and please ask your question in the Q&A. There is a 24-hour rule. You can follow up in Manychat at the 23-hour mark, so within the 24-hour window. Veronica asks, how do we get on IG automation? The answer is you have to get on our beta waitlist. So sign up on our landing page. Go to manychat.com/Instagram to sign up. RB asks, can we combine Messenger blocks and IG blocks in a single flow? The answer is no. Oh, Aaron followed up to my question earlier. Aaron does $50K a month with the Crystal Gem Company. And they're bringing them online. So good job, Aaron, bringing them into the digital age. That's great. I love that. Good job, Aaron. I'm very excited to see what you do with Instagram automation. I'm very excited about that. Very good. Yes, Anonymous asks, do we have official training videos? The answer is yes. We will have Instagram automation course. That'll be free to everyone. Great, moving on. Hector asks if you want to have this presentation. The answer is no, sorry, but you can access all of the information that's in here on our blog. So just check our blog for key Instagram automation features. Mike asks, are you not allowed to do broadcasts? The answer is no. No broadcasts on Instagram, no mass messaging. Sorry. Follow up to the question. Yeah, Austin, you just have to, the question is like, hey, I have flows on Messenger. Can I just like copy and paste them on IG? You have to rebuild them by hand. I'm sorry, that sucks. But honestly, because some of the features are different for Instagram automation, I think you want to consider building some of the flows a little bit differently, right? Remember, your audience might be different on Instagram, and they might not respond to the same way as your Messenger flows. So, you have to create new flows for Instagram automation. But Austin, I've already answered the omni-channel capabilities question. There's no cross-app messaging, so no Messenger and IG in the same flow. Ernest, did we already cover pricing? Yes, pricing is the same for IG automation as it is for Messenger. The only other thing I'll add here is that Instagram automation features will be available on the free plan, but it'll be priced the same way as other things, as Messenger. What is the criteria to be a beta tester? Carlene, we're not going to share the criteria, but we look at each application very carefully and hand pick everyone. So sorry about that. Karan asks, can you give an example of an IG automation flow to gain more followers? Yeah, Karan, read our recent case study where Roma Bairochi gained 4,000 new followers. So read that case study. And where's the case study? Where'd it go? Anyways, Farrah can slap it in the chat, the case study, where just do the giveaway and gain 4,000 new followers in 72 hours. So just read that case study, and that's how you gain new followers. Ernest asks, if someone is a subscriber through Messenger, will they become a totally new contact if they interact with you on Instagram? The answer is yes. We are working on a solution to merge those contacts. Will the condition current time work for IG? I believe so, Sebastian. I'm not 100% sure. I believe so. Let me save that question so we can try and see if that work in the demo. Sumesh asks, how can we get Instagram verification? Sumesh, you should Google that because there's lots of resources on the web about that. Anonymous asks, if you're a creator account and you switch to business, will I lose my badges and monetization features? So Anonymous, you won't lose your badges or verification. I'm not sure about the monetization features, but we do have a blog that is talking about why you should switch to business account. Here we go. It's right here at the top. And so you should read that blog, but you should definitely switch to business. Stephen asks, at any point, will there be a plugin for WooCommerce sites? Not anytime soon, Stephen, sorry. Will carousels be available or for cards to have richer presentation? Stephen, the answer is not right now, but soon. So that's the only answer that we have. In Messenger, all the cards rely on a message type called a generic template. The generic template has images. You can like put multiple images in there and buttons. That's not available on Instagram right now. It will be very soon. Austin asks, what is the current status of Manychat and Hipaa? Can it be used in Hipaa settings? I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Austin. I don't know if you're talking about like medical Hipaa compliance. I don't know. So I'm not sure about that. Ernest asks, will we be able to make external requests with IG? The answer is yes. Okay, great. So let's do a demo. Let me know in the chat what kind of features you guys want to see, and then we can do a demo. So what we'll do first is do a comments growth tool demo. So by the way, this is our Manychat Instagram account. So go there if you haven't already. So let's actually go to our test account called Fletcher Goods. Oops, let me get rid of this. Let me go to Manychat Fletcher Goods. All right, so let's demo the growth tool. So what we're gonna do is, let me make sure these are all disabled. These are all disabled. I wanna disable this guy. I wanna disable. Oops, go back to growth tools. I want to make sure that my growth tools are all clean. Okay, great. So we're going to create a comments growth tool, aka comments automation in Manychat. So we're going to pick new growth tool. We're going to select Instagram comments. And as you can see, this opens Flow Builder. So we're going to select a specific post to trigger the comments automation for. As you can see on my Instagram, I have more than one post, so I can choose to trigger this growth tool for multiple posts or all posts or a specific post. So we're going to pick a specific post. So I'm going to do this one. As you can see in my post, in this example, we're doing a giveaway, right? So in the text of my post, we're doing a giveaway. Comment jacket in the comments below, and then we're going to enter you in the giveaway. So that's what I've done on the post. And so because of that, I'm going to set a trigger only for these keywords. Jacket. So I'm going to click enabled. There we go. And now it's activated. So now we're going to go ahead and select, customize the message. I'm going to say, hi, first name. Thanks for entering the giveaway. You are now officially in. Good luck. Let's add a quick reply. Yay. And we can just keep this test. And then Sebastian, we wanted to check and see if the condition for current looks like it does work. Great. So let's go ahead and publish. So if you guys want, you guys can test this out right now. You can go to @FletcherGoods and comment jacket on that post. So it is now published. Let's go ahead and test this out right now. I'm going to go to a different test account. I'm going to go to Fletcher Goods, and then I'm going to comment jacket. All right, look at that. I got the message. Woo! Isn't that cool? That's great. Other conditions that people want to see. Here are all of the conditions. So as you can see, all the conditions you know and love. Great. What else do you guys want to see? What other demos do you guys want to see? Let me know in the Q&A. What about the 3 friend tags? Oh, I think, yeah, I mean, I think, so that's just you know, I've asked here in this example, I've asked like people who follow to tag 3 of their friends. And that's just, you know, generally good Instagram marketing best practices to get more followers, right? But I think what you're asking is like, hey, can you trigger something just based off of a comment mention? The answer is no, right? So if I tag friends in there, I can't trigger something just based on that, right? So I can't set the trigger to be like right? So I can't do that. So that's a limitation, unfortunately, but that should be okay. Steven says, yeah, we cannot use GIFs, yeah, for now, but obviously we're gonna try to support that soon. Yeah, so Ernest, are there default variables for IG subscribers, or do we create custom fields? So there are some default variables. Oops. There are some default variables. Let's get rid of this block. Yes. So there are some default variables like first name, last name. But note that not everyone on IG, when they create an account, not all users give their first name when they create an account, right? So when you use the first name, it's always good to create a fallback. Come on, here we go, fallback. So if I were to say, hi, first name, I would do a fallback like hi there. So it would just make sure that if someone does not have, their first name in IG, they would put their, it would appear as hi there. Stefan, will tagging 3 friends in the keyword trigger blow up the flow? No, it shouldn't. Let's actually try and test that right now. So let's try it now. Where was I? Jacket. Yes. So no, it didn't. So I still got the message. So looks like it did not. Any other questions? Should we go through the features like one by one again? Is that what we want to see? Let's go through the features. Flow Builder, right? We just saw an example of Flow Builder. We can have that. Keywords. You can set up automated keywords that will trigger an automated message if people message that to you. We just saw the Karamas growth tool. We can trigger something called the story mentions. So if someone mentions the account in a story, it will trigger a message. We have conversation starters, and then a method to create scalable, repeatable IG messaging ads. Let's actually learn how to set up keywords now in this kind of ads. So with Instagram, there is no JSON growth tool. The two ways to connect an ad to IG DMs is to create a story ad. And in the story created like this, you just put the text, hey, DM me this ebook. And then people will DM you. And that's the way to trigger a conversation, right? The other way is to use this method called, where is it? Here we go. Is to use message templates in Ads Manager, and we'll see how to do that now. This uses a keyword, so let's see how to do that now. Manager, oops. All right, so we're going to create a new campaign. And we set our messages, our campaign objective to be messages, and that's really important. In the new ad set, pick the destination to be Instagram direct. And then the ad itself, you can see how we have some media. As you can see, the CTA on the swipe up is send message. When you select that, when users hit that or swipe up, they'll get an interstitial modal, right? Like this. And you can customize these right here. Ebook. Right? So from a user's perspective, what they're going to see is they're going to see the ad on IG stories or in their feed. They're going to click send message or swipe up, and then they're going to see this. And all they have to do is click send, right? And then in Manychat, all you have to do is set up a keyword, right? So what we saw earlier was ebook, right? That was our keyword. So we're going to go to keywords. So we already have an ebook flow, but let's create a new one, ebook 2. We're going to select channel, select Instagram, create keyword, and we'll create a new reply. And we're going to say, hey, thanks for coming to our ad. And we'll click publish. So pretty much when someone's going to click, let's say we change this to ebook 2. When someone comes to your ad, they'll click ebook 2, and then they'll essentially send that message to you, which will trigger this keyword, right? And then it'll send the message. So let's try the keyword now. Oops, let's try again. Our default reply fired accidentally. Looks like it's not working for some reason. Bit of a bug, but Oh, good. I guess we'll figure that out. I don't know why it's working. Anyways, you guys get the idea. It's supposed to work. Sorry, it didn't work, guys. All right, we have 5 minutes left. Any questions? Last chance. Last chance. Any other questions? Yeah, maybe I want to try again. Oh, duh. Yeah, because in my keyword I didn't set it up. Sorry. Oh, it's so embarrassing. This is why keyword management is so important. Right? Isn't this correct? Ebook 2, right? Yeah. This is correct, right? I don't know what's going on. I think it's a bug. Will dialogue flow work inside Instagram flows? The answer is no. Not for now, at least. Sorry. Let's see. How many keywords do we need to set for initial comment from followers? Newer, that's a different feature. Keyword automation is different from comments automation. Hisham, I'm sorry, that sucks, but I can't answer that question here. What is the meaning of life? Still 42. The meaning of life is ultimately the meaning that you create for yourself. So the answer is 42. But the meaning of life is still whatever you create for yourself, which is scary, of course, but also means that you can make your own destiny, which is what I believe. And my purpose on life is to give you guys Instagram automation right now. So that's my purpose in life. Yeah, that's right. Okay, if that's it, then we're going to end today then. Reminder, everyone, we have all these resources on our blog. Please visit our blog. Our blog on Instagram for all Instagram content. I'm going to slap it in the chat. Please read the blog. So much good content there. There is a blog post about all the features that are on there. We will be posting more content there. Rooney, I appreciate your feedback. I want to keep doing this because it sounds like people really get a lot of value out of this. So, Sebastian, good to hear from you. Thank you for attending. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. I'm going to leave now. Bye. Have a good week.